Welcome to Four Collectors.
Boop. Could you see that?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Four Collectors channel. Today, I collect it all. And does the name say it all?
Hello.
Yeah. So tell us about your name, how you chose that name.
Well, the first when I started YouTube, I just went with my name, Dean Gearhart. And for about a year, I kept it that way. And then I decided, somebody said something to me about, man, you sure collect it all. I'm like, yeah. So I just kind of put it together, and kind of spice up my channel a little bit, Didn't really do much for it, but, But I do collect a lot of stuff. I don't collect autographs, but I do collect a lot of everything else.
Okay. So like what kind of other stuff, real quick, do you also collect that we get into later?
I collected Star Wars toys. I still have my original stuff. I like to collect old vintage like cans and stuff from, the old tin stuff and old tobacco cans. I mean, I saved my Copenhagen can from year I graduated in 1988 in high school. So just stuff like this I like to save or buy, So, but the Star Wars I was into real heavy. And I sold everything but my original collection on that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of always used to kind of say I collect it all too. As far as when people ask, what's your PC? It's like, well, it's like I collect it all. Like I don't have a one person player PC, a team piece, player
yeah,
team PC. I collect it all, everybody, everything, and personally, not just cards. I also like to collect. I wouldn't say, but I have a few like plates, steins,
mm-hmm.
Bobbleheads, just anything sports related, that has players that are like teams that are like, on display, I'll get.
Sure. I think I have that collecting gene. I think that's what you have and a lot of us have. When I was a real little kid, I mean, I collected little farm animal toys, little cowboy and Indian toys. I just always had, accumulated them everywhere we went. I would, find them, and then getting into cards. It didn't matter what kind of card. It could be Charlie's Angels. It could be Bionic Woman, Superman, whatever, Star Wars, I mean, today I picked up Wagon Train, Gunsmoke, Union Pacific. I picked these up at the flea market. I got a couple. There's a Gomer Powell.
Yeah.
So if I see something, I'll start building the set. That's the other thing too. I don't like to start it unless I know I can finish it, kind of thing. That kept me for a long time from doing the T206 set. But then hearing other YouTubers talk about it, you don't have to have everything. Maybe you just collect certain teams, you collect certain, players or whatever, player runs. So I started with the letter A. So I completed the letter A. Didn't matter what back it was. I just did all the letter A's, And then
Asking, is it the 58 Western set? They're saying that they have it completed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's some Gunsmoke in here. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So I have to checklist them yet. So.
What's up, Warren D? Yeah, okay, so we're both set collectors. Well, we collect it all. And something that we both do, obviously, binders and sets. So I have completed the 58, the 69, And from there, I think I have 74 to like pretty much 2025. I think I'm missing one set in there somewhere.
Okay.
But that's the extent of my base sets for tops. And you, what do you have? You know, if you want to tell me, if you were to show me all your sets, where would you begin from oldest to newest?
Completed sets.
Completed or working on anything that you're working on.
I'm working on every top set, every Bowman set in baseball, football, basketball, hockey. So all four major, the big sports, and all the sets in between that too. Whether it's upper deck hockey, whether it's Fleer 1960s football, I collect all those sets. Completed in baseball, I have the 53 set complete. Finished the 54 set at the Nationals with this guy.
The big card.
Yeah,
a lot of people got that card. Everybody was after that.
Yeah. I'm about 53 cards away from the 52 set, but they're all high numbers, and I need the Willie Mays.
Man, that sounds insane.
I have a bunch of the high numbers. I don't have the expensive high numbers, but I got quite a few of them. I used to buy one every month, but I kind of got away from that because going in, I mix things up because I get bored, Now in baseball complete 53, 54. What else do I have? 56 complete minus the 2 checklist. Only because I need really nice ones and I don't want to spend the money right now on that. 60, 61, 67, 68, 70, all the way through Series 1 this year, including updates.
Okay.
So I've got a lot of sets.
So people were asking if you could show some, of your 54s, 53s.
Yeah.
Are those?
Let me see. Oh, that's Bowman. Hold on. Let me step away just 1 second.
All right. So what are you saying, Mangini? You're a minimalist? Yeah, I'm reading the chat right now. Bob says nobody collects sets anymore. Sadly, I do.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I'm interested in all these sets. We've never really talked about this, so I'm genuinely hearing it for the first time.
What was that? I missed everything you said.
I'm talking with the people in the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I can show you. I have some graded, like the big ones in 53. Like I'll show you the 3 big ones from that set. The Willie Mays. And then
that's awesome.
You got the Jackie Robinson. I don't know how well you guys can see these, but
yeah, I don't know how I can make it go to just that screen. I'm not
okay.
That tech savvy enough to do it.
Then the Mickey Mantle. At the time, that was the most I'd ever paid for a card. So, and now I don't remember what I paid, but that's the 3 big ones. And then I had a couple that I just bought graded because I just threw a bid in. This was early on. That's the other thing. When I collected, I started in 1977 and I collected all the way through the year I graduated in 88. And then 89 rolled around and I was done. There was too much to pick from. I was just done. So I went on a 20-year hiatus from cards. I mean, I'd buy a pack here and there, but I got heavily into the Star Wars. So, but then around 2011, I told my wife I wanted to get back into card collecting because I was at the point at the Star Wars where everything was kind of getting too pricey, too expensive. So she's like, yeah, sure. She didn't know anything about it. She just thought it was like Star Wars. There's like 96 figures and you're done kind of thing. And so I started buying like crazy and started working on the 56 set. And I was trying to build it in PSA 7, which at the time I didn't know anything about PSA. I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't understand really anything
That's a
about
big commitment.
grading. Yeah, and after about buying about 30 of them at $20+ a piece for El Benchos,
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't gonna work. As it come time for that manual or something, I'm not gonna be able to buy that. But
Yeah, 7's tough. That's
yeah,
when it comes to the big boys, that's a pricey range.
yeah. Here's some of my 54s. I picked this up last year at the Nationals.
Mm,
The Ernie Banks.
let's play 2 rookie.
Yeah. And then this is the K line. And I'm not a grade snob. I don't care about that. Like I said, when I got back into it, I wanted to get all PSA 7s. I didn't understand it, you know. So now I
Yeah.
understand now, and I'll buy a graded card just because if I'm spending a lot of money, then I guess I want that extra security,
Man.
you know, of knowing. Um,
Man, this is amazing. Look at that.
Yeah, my stars, some of them they're nicer than my commons. So in the binder, so because I didn't care. Um,
Yeah.
this was the kind of grade I was. This is a what is that, a 6? It's the Ted Williams. I bought that a couple years ago to finish this set. Um,
That's what you needed to finish? That was your last one?
yeah, aside from the stupid checklists, and then you can see, like I said, I was buying all these in 7s, you know, and like I said, there was no way I was ever going to be able to buy, you know, the Willie Mays in a 7. So I started buying things loose that looked like 7s to me. But then I talked to a dealer and he said, whatever grade you're buying, whatever grade you think it is, knock it down 2 grades. And I'm like, really? So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm done with this grading BS. I'll just buy whatever I want and who cares, you know? Because when you think about it, when it boils down to it, it doesn't really matter what you pay for it because it's only between you and the guy you bought it from. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what any of us think. Like, oh, you overpaid for that. Oh wow, I had a guy commenting on my channel about why you buying all these 1s and 2s. They're not going to be worth anything. Well, I don't care. You know, that's not why I'm doing
Yeah.
this. I don't think that's why you collect cards. You do it for the fun. You like to slide it in just like I do. You know, you like to fill these sheets up. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Big time.
so, I mean, it's great if to buy 7s and 6s, and you know you want to build a set at a certain grade. That's great if you're at that level. I'm all for it. You know, I'm never gonna begrudge anybody. I don't care if you want to build PSA 10s and 89 tops. It's whatever you want to do. I'll support you. You know, I just collecting doesn't matter. Even the shiny stuff here. You know, that I really don't. I don't like this stuff, but I don't care that. You know, I'm not gonna be mad at anybody because they collect it. I'm not gonna say, oh, why are you wasting your money on shiny stuff? You buy what you want to buy. You know.
So what modern sets are you working on? Or you say you work to every current year too also? So you
Oh yeah,
24 and 25?
yeah.
Okay.
I do archives. I do heritage and tops, like regular series 1, 2, and update. I don't buy
Yeah.
packs. I buy packs, but I don't open them. All my
Okay.
any pack, I buy a pack for every you know, series, and I just put it aside. Not because I think it's going to be worth anything. I just like to collect packs. So sometimes my
Yeah.
girls or my son come in and we open packs. You know, they'll open their packs of whatever Garbage Pail
Yeah.
Kids, and I'll open a pack of cards. But You know, I'll buy a blaster box too for every series and just put them aside.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I do right now. I'll buy a blaster box now instead of trying to that I. It's almost like I collect blaster boxes. I buy them
Yep.
just as like little collector pieces, and I don't open them. So that's kind of my thing. So when it comes to actually building sets, I only concentrate on the base set normally. I
Yeah.
stop going after the chrome and the Bowman and a lot of the stuff. But yeah,
Sure.
I also collect modern.
Yeah. I get a lot of that stuff. I'll buy bulk of it. Like today, I sell cards too. Like I said, today I set up at the flea market and I took all the bulk stuff that I'd already went through to work on my 90s sets, my 80s duplicate sets, my 2000 sets, whatever I need. Whatever I don't need, I put it in a 5,000 count box. I'll take that 5,000 count box. I try to take 6 of them every time, and I got a guy that buys them from me, a dealer, and I sell them to him, and that pretty much covers, you know, it covers maybe the cost of the box. I don't care because I'm paying practically
Yeah,
nothing for these things too. You know, I can get a 5,000 count box of cards for $10 to $15. You know, this stupid thing.
yeah.
So I pick out what I want and then I pass it on to the next guy. You know, and I
So
have
Don says Dean has 3 or 4 complete sets of the same year. Is this true?
yes, I do have multiple sets of
Oh,
different years.
wow. Damn,
Now,
that's pretty amazing.
in my defense,
How?
I try to sell them. Nobody wants
Okay.
them. Like today I had 3 sets with me, complete sets, 75, 76, and 77. I was asking $900 for them. That was my throw out price. I was willing to take offers. I had a couple people look at, they wanted to know what I wanted for individual ones, and I told them, but they didn't buy, you know. So, and then I take individual cards too. If they just sit there, I'll just build a set. You know, my
Yeah.
feeling is, you know, I'm not going to give them away, but I'm going to try to sell them as a set, or I let guys pull them out of the binder. I started making binders to take, kind of like the dealers do, you know, for
Yeah.
each year. I've got like 13, 14 binders I take now, you know, with commons, and I do put some stars in and some high numbers if I have them, and I price them, you know, I don't overcharge anybody, so. But yeah, it's true. I do. I've got 5 1977 sets because that's one of my favorite sets.
Uh,
So
just slide it in, right? I mean,
yeah.
hey, so you sent me a box for my 71 set, so I'll
Hmm.
probably open this up tomorrow. And thank you so much ahead of time for that,
Yeah.
for my lumpy set. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to open that.
I bet you thought
See what's
I
going
was
on.
crazy. I told you I was going to send you some cards. Don't buy them. You know. Um. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Where's my? I think I left it in the living room. But I'm really close to completing my 70 set. I already wrote down all the cards individually that they are and stuff. So can't wait to do that. So collect it all. Star Wars. This one's empty. Let me show. Like me, I was, I had the Star Wars bug, and uh, I had that Darth Vader case.
Yeah.
I had that Darth Vader case, but yeah, I opened it the wrong way, and so they all fell out. But I got it full of the
Yeah.
old Star Wars.
Uh huh. Mine
But
are all in my curio closet here in my room. Um. I bought all those. I started collecting them. I was 7 years old when the movie came out, so I was buying the figures when they came out the next year. But the ones that I have, I started buying them when I was 15. But I didn't tell anybody because who buys toys when they're 15? You know.
Yeah.
But the only big mistake I made was I opened them, but I never played with them. I'm 15. I'm going to play with them. You know, all right, maybe a couple times we had a couple, Obi-Wan Darth Vader matches, but other than that,
Yeah.
so mine are all like stiff, pristine, and we went all around anytime we went on vacation and stuff, we always looked for the ones I needed, and I have a complete set of them. So, and then I started collecting them on card, the original ones. And that's
Yeah.
why I said I ended up selling them, because I got down to I was needing the expensive ones. So, but I had about 90 of them on card, original ones. But some of them were from the different movies.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I got the popcorn bucket,
Yep.
Jabba the Hutt. How do you
Yeah. That's cool.
And I wanted that because I'll show you guys. One of my favorite Star Wars characters. This is my backpack I wear when I go to Disneyland.
Okay,
It's
cool.
Salacious B. Crumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they it's hard to find anything Salacious B. Crumb. He's kind of a harder to find Star Wars character, but he's always attached with Jabba the Hutt. So he was part of the popcorn bucket, but I just took it off and put it in my
Yeah.
backpack that I wear.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love the Star Wars toys. That was an adventure looking for them, But like I said, I wish I would have kept them in their original packaging, but that's what I ended up going back and trying to redo, but it just got too expensive, But the other thing I do buy, you can see I got some gloves behind me. I buy different kinds of baseball gloves. There's nothing special about them. They're just, older gloves.
Yeah.
The kind you buy in the store. And I got some catcher's equipment and stuff that's probably from the early 70s,
Yeah, I got some real old gloves too, I think it's an umpire's mask. All stuff is cool. We went camping at this little antique store on top of a mountain, and this little old antique store just has a couple things in there. Had an old Mickey Mantle glove, not a Mickey Mantle himself, his glove,
Right,
but
right.
one with his brand, in the palm, with his name in the palm.
Yeah.
But it's a vintage one, a kid's one, So I thought that was pretty cool for $50. I was like, imagine finding this here in all
Yeah.
places on top of a mountain at an antique store, with a bunch of other regular gloves.
Now, do you guys have a lot of antique stores in your area?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love going antiquing.
Do you find cards a lot of times, or does it just guys selling?
Not a lot. And when I do, they're overpriced. I think people think they have more, than they think they do.
Yeah. Yeah, I get lucky once in a while with a collection that'll have some nice stuff in it. Like I've got 72 high numbers in a collection before that were packed fresh. I've got those 71s. So the stuff I sent you, I stumbled onto that. 67 high numbers. I found a ton of them and sold a lot of them to a dealer. They were kind of off grade, but
yeah,
they were good enough for my set.
Okay, so you know what? That just kind of reminded me. So yeah, a long time ago, I did go to, I think it was at a thrift store, either thrift store or antique store. And so they have these boxes, and I open them, and I just go through a couple real quick, and I say, oh man, these are all 73, 74, 76. So like, I don't know if you can see right here, but these are my doubles.
Oh yeah.
So some boxes like the 76, I have boxes full of 76, 78, but those were cards that I bought like at a thrift store or a
Yeah.
antique store. but it'll be like 3 players. It'll be like 300 of one player,
Yeah,
300 of another player, 200 of another player, and
that
they're not
happened.
stars or anything, you know?
Yeah, they're bulk commons. I've had that
Yeah,
happen to me before too. It's funny you have doubles like that. To the other side of me, I have got shelves similar to this. That's where all my doubles are, just stacks and stacks of doubles. And straight ahead to me, I've got that's where I keep all my duplicates sets and stuff.
yeah,
So, um, I don't know if I can move this and show anything, but I'm gonna do a room tour someday.
yeah. We
Eventually.
need one.
Whoops! What did I do? What did I
What's
do?
up, Downsfield of Dreams, Mr. Fisher Bike?
There we
Can
go.
you? You're not able to see the comments, huh?
No, I can't see any comments, but hello to everybody. um, you can just see like up there.
Oh, wow. Oh, damn.
Yeah, and this isn't any of the stuff I take to the. You can see straight ahead there. I don't know how well you can see that, but and then
Yeah, you have a lot of stuff.
over on that side, I've just sold in the past. Well, this past month, I've just sold over 90,000 cards. You know, stuff from the 90s and 2000, even stuff from this year. At discount bulk prices just to get rid of it because I'm afraid I'm putting too much weight up here. I'm on the second floor. So, but like I said, I don't pay a lot for this stuff. That's the one thing I want to stipulate. I don't, I'm not spending thousands and thousands of dollars on 1990s commons and stuff like that. They're just in collections. You look on Facebook, and I think the one time I bought 100 and some thousand cards, I spent just a little over $100. They just wanted rid of them,
Yeah,
and then
that's gotta take forever to go through, right?
I'm still going through it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you know. Um, it's a habit, but I think it's a healthy habit. So,
yeah. But I mean, have you ever struck gold? Like something good that you just was way worth the price?
well, like those 67 high numbers,
Yeah,
I made a nice chunk of change off of them. Just actually Friday, I bought a partial set of 1956 tops, and I ended up selling the whole thing today. So I made pretty good money on that. But like I said, I like for the flea market every winter, I'm buying, getting ready for the summer. So
yeah,
I might spend $3,000 to $5,000 getting ready for the upcoming year. Plus, I still have what's left of last year's inventory coming with me. And the thing about setting up at a flea market, you got to have new stuff all the time. So you can't just take
yeah.
you can't bring everything you got with you because then they'll sit there
Bring
and look
something
through.
else.
Yep,
Yeah,
you got to bring something new every time you go. And this year it's been really rainy here in Pittsburgh area. So I've only been able to go like this. I think today was my fourth time, maybe fifth time this whole year. And I usually start in March. So I haven't been able to go that much. Plus, I have a full time job. This isn't something I need to do. It's something
yeah,
to keep the missus happy. trying to pay for my hobby by working this. So
yeah. Oh, it sounds like you're doing very good.
yeah, it's fun though. I mean, just I like to hang out and talk to the guys too, talk cards.
So, what kind of other things do you have besides cards right now? Like, do you ever pick up anything cool at an antique store or odd, different? At a flea
Uh,
market?
like I said, those tins, like I got like an old
Yeah,
saltine tin. It's pretty old. I got some old Red Man chewing tobacco pouches that are pretty old. I've got some cigarettes that used to come in a metal tin. I don't know what year they're from. You know, a lot of times at the flea markets, a U-Haul will pull up, and he'll open the door, and he does a clean out, is what it is. They just clean out somebody's house that has passed away, and they just bring it to the flea market, and they just and guys swarm, and they go through all the boxes, and it's like, give me $1, give me 5, give me 10, whatever, And sometimes
Yeah.
I'm lucky and I find some cool stuff that way too. But I try
So
not to buy too much of that stuff. But
yeah, Ruben Snyder wants to know, where do you set up at? Are you in the Pittsburgh area?
yeah, it's called Trader Jack's. It's off 79 South, Kerwin Heights exit. And
Nice.
I set up outside. It's indoor, outdoor flea market. There's guys inside that have cards too. There's about, I don't know, about 7 or 8 of us that set up. But I usually have the good stuff, so
All right. Um, hey, so what did you think about the National?
That was the best national I've ever been to.
Right.
So yeah, that was my 11th national. I've been to 11 of them now. Since 2014, I've been to every national that they've had. And aside from the first year I went, because that was awesome too, because that was like mind blowing. You walk in, you've never been there before, and you're just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
where do I start? But this year I had a lot of fun talking with you, talking with some other guys, catching up with people that I've met in the past. It was the YouTube get together. That was fun. At Lowe's, that was fun.
Yeah.
And just seeing the amount of people, that was pretty wild. There's a lot of
Hey,
see. I was in the
I
general
like,
admission line, so
yeah. I like I really like the end to Mike Monahan's his trade night or YouTube get together.
yeah,
You know, like when you see that picture that was last taken of of everybody there,
yeah,
and just the fact that that was a small portion of what it started out as.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because we were walking back and forth, and every time we walk back and forth, we lose people.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I
No,
see that picture, I was like, wow, there was still that many people at the end. Like after all those people
yeah,
we lost, I
yeah,
was pretty impressive, and I like that. I like that organic ending. No, I see nothing wrong with that. Like eating pizza
right.
on the grass.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
we should just do that every year,
Yeah, we need a second annual. Pizza on the
Yeah,
knoll.
yeah. My wife has fun going to those too. I don't know why, but she does. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would be on YouTube, and I definitely would not have went to the YouTube the first one because I'm kind of I'm a little shy, So this is like the only, like I said, this is my first live stream, and this is only the second time I've ever talked to another YouTuber on camera. So, and I
Oh,
don't show my face a lot on videos, so you know. Um,
yeah,
but for me to go up to like the first, it was people like you and Eric, those back pages, and Mike Moynihan. You guys, I watched your videos. My kids watched your videos. They loved watching you and all your different costumes and stuff. That's all we talked about, And but it was Eric, those back pages, that kind of was like, he's like, just put yourself out there, just do it, Because I would
yeah.
comment, like I was even afraid to comment on anybody's videos because I didn't understand the whole thing behind it. But I got to tell you, being a collector in the Star Wars realm compared to collecting cards, totally different. Like I don't know anybody in the Star Wars realm collecting, and I went to shows all over the place like I do with sports cards, And there's guys that started YouTube. There's a couple big guys that have YouTube channels that are in that realm, but it's not personal like it is with this community, and this community gives you what you give it, you know what I mean, what you put into it. I don't do a lot with my channel. I don't have a ton of subscribers. That's not what to me, that's not what it's about. It's not, and it's not me. It's not about bragging. It's just talking and chill,
Yeah. And Don wants to know if you're setting up at the Trader Jack's.
Yeah, I set up today, Don. Tell him I'll text him, or what, he can hear me.
He just heard you say that.
Yeah, he just heard me say it. I'll text him next time I set up, and he can come down because he doesn't live that far from there. So, and he can come down.
So, real quick, I'm gonna. So, at the National, people, I took my Pelican case, and it wasn't until that party that somebody first asked me, "Hey, can I see what you have inside your box?" I think it was like one of the only times, like, but real quick, I'm gonna, this is what I was, the ones I had, this one just for fun. The fear of missing out guy right there. This is because it's a Desert Field, Steve Jeltz.
Yeah.
A Jeter rookie, or
nice.
some may not call it a
shiny
rookie. I got
love it.
A card that we pulled live on the live stream.
Yeah.
I had a Zach Greinke rookie.
Oh, that's
I had this Mark McGwire Modesto card. Then a Boyer with Mickey Mantle.
There you go.
This is a playing card, like
the
10.
Yeah. Nice.
But it is from 1978, so this is like my oldest 10.
Yeah.
I had a Mantle TCMA.
Okay.
In there. Mickey Mantle All-Star. One of the cards that I had to have to finish, and gifted to me. I had this little coin just because I like that little slab.
Yeah.
I had the 54 Bowman in there.
Yeah. So you got a lot of stuff I don't have. Nice.
A Pink Team, Michael Jordan. So I had some basketball, but I had a Cal Ripken Jr. Rookie or not rookie, Machado rookie autograph with the foil.
Oh, that is cool.
I had the 53 Mickey Mantle in there with me.
Yeah, that's nice. You had those with you. Wow, were you thinking of selling them, or?
No, I just had them with me. But that's what I'm saying is nobody ever asked me what's in the box. Well, except for people who wanted to buy. You know what? At the National, I think this is the very first National where I had so many multiple dealers asking me if I'm selling. They look at my box and like they would just ask if I'm selling anything, and I'll be like, no. So they wouldn't look through it. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, see, I don't have that one either.
The single, the card game, and Eddie Matthews.
Yeah.
The 56 Mantle.
Yeah.
Oh, and an autograph of Salacious B. Crumb, the guy that I was telling
you. So you had all that stuff with you at the Nationals.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's just because it was in a cardboard box instead of a Pelican case. Nobody asked, like, hey, can I see what you have in there?
Yeah, and here's me. I was all nervous leaving stuff in the hotel room. I took pictures every day of exactly where things were. And you're walking around with all that stuff. Wow.
Yeah, man. That's one of the best things is seeing what other people have with them, or what they just bought.
Yeah.
What were go ahead.
I bought the Hank Aaron the same day I bought a 49 Bowman Duke Snyder. So I spent a big chunk of change, and then we had to get together. I didn't want to bring that stuff with me because I get paranoid. Even today at the flea market having the 56 tops partial set, I was paranoid. I get
And,
nervous having because you sink a lot of money into things and you
yeah.
know so I get a little nervous. That's why I don't bring it. Not that I would think anybody would do anything, but it does happen at the nationals. Things do happen, and things get
Yeah,
stolen at the flea markets, and
there was a Jordan rookie, I think, and Mickey Mantle rookie stolen.
yeah,
So
yep. I was standing. If it's the same table, I was standing right by them when they realized it was gone. Like I just come up to the table,
mm,
and all the dealers, the family, were all like, "Well, I showed it to so and so, and then I put it back," and they were all trying to figure out, well, maybe we put it behind the thing or whatever. And
yeah.
this particular booth had plexiglass going down the sides of it, so you couldn't reach
Oh,
around. So if
yeah.
that's the one you're talking about, I think
I don't know.
it was the Bowman rookie Mantle
Yeah.
that was taken. And then I heard there was a box of expensive cards taken too from somebody. But you know, but that stuff happens. It happens at every show. At our show here in Pittsburgh this year, a guy, I wasn't there that day, but a guy grabbed cards and took off, and the dealer went out into the parking lot after him, and they held him down on the ground till the police came. And they searched his car and they found other cards he had already stolen from other dealers. So, so it happened.
Man, they're out
So,
there. They're out there.
so I don't think, me personally, I don't think I could ever set up at like the Nationals. I'd have to have armed security guards everywhere, and it just wouldn't be worth it. I'd be too paranoid. Like
Well,
like some of the big dealers, like Stan's Vintage Cards, he's just swarmed by people all day long. I don't know how I couldn't do that. He's 3 and 4 deep, but I don't think I can handle something like that. I might someday like to try a small local card show, but
yeah.
never anything on the scale of the nationals, you know. But how
So
many
what else do
Nash
you is there anything else you I don't know how to say it, you specialize in, I guess would be the proper word. But how people say that you PC anything else?
um well, I have a bunch of Ricky Henderson cards. So when you showed that Ricky Henderson
Oh,
rookie,
okay.
that used to be one. That was my guy growing up. That was one of my favorite cards. I didn't really get to see him play because it was on the West Coast, and I just picked. He was my guy. So and what we did back then, we would just get as many of the same card as we could. So I might have 100 1987 Ricky Henderson Topps cards, and I would keep buying more and more, and my friends would do the same thing. That's what we would do, and we would trade.
Yeah.
I would trade Rod Cruz off for Ricky Henderson's or, Johnny Bench or whatever, So I got a whole box of stuff like that, hundreds and hundreds of the same cards. you
Yeah.
know.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
but
That's
and that was like before there was like 15 different manufacturers, you had the
yeah.
three, so
Well, I mean, the way those I bought like 4 800 count boxes or whatever, and it was pretty consistent. How many, and they were all numerical order. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But all four of my boxes had no name common players, and
yeah,
but it would be like 200 of them, 200 of this, 200 of that. And it
yeah,
almost makes me feel like this guy just had 200 sets. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like he had 200 of every card, and then he just broke them off, sold them off, and. But the set was probably a couple hundred boxes, and I just got 4 of them.
Well, see, I think back in the 70s and 80s, you could order in a catalog, you could order just players if you wanted. And if you were putting sets together, then you'd say, I need 100 of, whoever. And I think that's how they
Oh, yeah?
did that. Yeah. I think you could actually get them in like kind of like the vending boxes, but not quite. But like I've seen that before. Some guy tried to sell me 1980 Tony Armas. There was like
Yeah.
500 of them in the box. I'm like, nah, I can't do anything with 500 of that card,
Right?
They were all mint condition, nice, but but yeah, I've had that. I've seen that a couple different times. I just bought some vending box off of somebody. They were from 79, 80, and 81. I kept he sold me one with the box, which is right here. But it's not marked specifically what year it is. But he had the 79s were in here. But these were pretty common in the 70s and 80s. But like, I don't know about you, but growing up, I was a 1 pack at a time because that's all my mom was going to buy was 1 pack. There was some kids that were buying boxes, the whole box for like $4 or whatever it was. I didn't know you could buy them that way. I had no idea you could. And I'm pretty sure my mom wasn't going to buy them anyways, but it'd have been nice to maybe save up for it.
Well, what I used to like is there was a liquor store and there was a drive-through dairy that were on my way to school every day. And I would, if you got the last card, the last pack in the box, they would let you keep the box. So whenever they were down to the last 1 or 2, whatever, and I had $1, I would hang out there to make it work so I get the last pack and, get the box so I can put my cards in. I thought that was the only way I could get the box.
Yeah, okay. I never thought to save the boxes back, whenever I do have a couple, but I never was really thinking about that whenever it got down to that,
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of a neat idea on your side, thinking that way, Just imagine if you were.
Also because to give a quick example, I gotta say one of the big reasons for that why I would chase those or whatever is I'm talking about like the box, like
yeah.
So the packs come in these boxes, and if I get the last pack, the last couple packs that are left, I can keep the box. But the reason why I wanted the box so much was because it had 4 cards on the bottom of the box that you would cut out. But this is the only way you could get them. These are not the base. These are not the same as inside the pack. Yeah,
Like
they're
these.
totally different.
I picked these up.
Yeah, so this is kind of their versions of short prints back in the days, I guess. But they really weren't. But that's why I would do that. They don't do that anymore, at least not that I know of.
Wonder if Wade.
And they're legit cards. They have a back. Just like all the other cards.
Yeah, like Topps had theirs either. Yeah, they had theirs with letters instead of numbers. So I wonder if Wade Boggs fan has this one. The 86 Wade Boggs. He probably does. But yeah, I get that. That's cool though that you would hang out to get that last pack so they give you the box. Would they put another box?
People are talking about Don West selling this stuff.
Yeah.
So what would you say was your prime year, your favorite years, in life collecting cards?
I would say at the beginning, because between my mom and my uncle, that's what got me into collecting. Like my birthday, my uncle actually bought me a box of cards, but he opened them all and put all the pirates on top, and he collected when he was a kid, but he got sick and threw up on all his cards. So my grandmother burned them. So he was kind of collecting through me. but he got me, between him and my mom, they got me started. So that was the best time, sitting around the kitchen table and my grandfather talking and them talking about the old pirates. Like my grandfather would talk about the pirates from like the 30s and 40s, like Big Poison, Little Poison, stuff like that. And then they would talk a lot about the 60s pirates, the world champion 1960 pirates. And they would, I'd just sit there and just listen, and they just talk about, how they batted, fielded, so that was one of the best times. And then in recent years, it was really fun. I mean, it was fun. I had a good friend, him and I collected all through high school and stuff. That was fun. But recently it's been really fun collecting because you have somebody to share it with. You know what I mean? My wife doesn't care. I mean, she supports me as best she can, but she really doesn't care that, okay, you completed a set. Good for you, where everybody else is like, oh, that's so cool. So the YouTube community, like I was saying before, YouTube community versus Star Wars collecting community, not the same,
Oh yeah, definitely. Even before I really got into the baseball card YouTube community, I was in the Tupperware community, and like it was cool. People shared all their Tupperware, but it wasn't like the card community where people send each other cards and care packages. Nobody ever sent me a free set of Tupperware ever. You know what I mean? It's not the same.
Nah, it's not. It's not. And I try to tell guys that are collecting, hey, you should, start a YouTube channel, because there's a lot of people out there that obviously are not on social media that got some really, really nice collections.
There was a guy, I guess this is totally off topic, maybe, but interesting, I guess. But there was a guy who, when I first got on YouTube, he was new on YouTube. And then we started DMing each other. We became good friends, started DMing each other on Instagram. And he used to do volunteer basketball coach duties for like YMCA, Kids Without Dads program, and so he asked me if I could get him a box of basketball cards so he could give the team to open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I spent a good chunk of money when I came into some, and I sent him a Kobe Bryant rookie year box of whatever product it was. I don't even remember anymore. So I was like, yeah, and record it, record like,
Yeah.
And he said he would. So like a week passed, and then he tells me, and he sends me pictures of a couple of Kobe rookies and some other hits from the box. And I'm like, oh man, were the kids excited when they pulled that? And he's like, well, I opened up all the packs and I'm keeping all the hits, and I'm gonna give the kids the rest of the cards. I was just kind of like, okay, I guess, I gave it to you. You do whatever you want with it, but that's not what you said you were gonna do. You said you're gonna give the kids packs to open, but instead he opened all the packs and took the hits and gave the kids the rest.
Yeah, that's wow.
Stuff happens, It doesn't make me sour or anything. Like, it was a one-off.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You did the right thing, That's all that matters.
So you said you collected on football?
Yeah, I collect football. I have the oh, that's the one thing I screwed up. I thought I finished my 49 leaf football set with the Sammy Baugh. Turns out I bought the 48 Sammy Baugh. They get the same image on the front of the card. It's the card number is different on the back, and there's the bio's the information's a little different. So they're both about the same price, around $300 for what I bought. So I screwed that up. So I need one card to finish the 49 leaf football set, but I have the 56 top set, and then I have the 59 and 60 set, and then I have every set from 69 through 2015 in tops, And then when Topps lost the license, I switched to Donruss, and I have, almost every set of those except for 1 year, which I'm kind of working on. But I'm also working on the Score football and Upper Deck football. And then it's the same with hockey too. I'm doing the top sets and then switch to upper deck, trying to put all those together. And basketball, same thing. I've got like 4 or 5 of the 70 sets done, and I'm close on a bunch of other ones.
Oh man, see, that is so impressive. Well, down here, I got my football binders right there. Those are all football, and I was telling you, like the thing with football, the sets are so small. You fit 3 sets per binder sometimes maybe even 4.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch of 80s and 90s. But man, you're going all the way back with your football sets.
These are all football. They start, I think, over here. They're all in 1-inch binders. They can all fit in there until you get to like 72. They had 3 series, so then I had to go to 1.5-inch binder, and then they go up. These are all football sets too. All these directly behind me are. So, and then it goes back into baseball down here because I started building the Stadium Club baseball. I got the Flair, the Donruss, and all those sets. And my basketball sets, I also do NBA hoops and Donruss and Flair when they had Flair out. I do not have the Michael Jordan rookie. I have about
Neither do I.
I have maybe about 40 cards out of that set. And it's funny, I'm a mailman. So on my mail route, I got a couple guys that collect cards and stuff. And the one guy was telling me when those 86 Flair came out, his wife worked at a store where she could get them at cost or whatever. And it would have only been like a couple bucks a box, but he had just lost his job or something. He's like, nah, I better not. And he's like, dummy, but who knew? Who knew that they used to get, some of the dealers told me they used to give those boxes away, the 86 Flair boxes, because nobody was buying them. Nobody cared, and I never seen them, or else I probably would have bought some, but I never seen them at the stores. So, but mainly my biggest focus was always baseball. But 1 year I traded all my baseball cards to my cousin for all his football cards. And then somehow I got them back. So.
What card that I did pick up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead.
I was just saying, the thing I like about the vintage football cards, the sets are small. And you pretty much got to buy the same 4 or 5 stars for every year. Once you knock out Jimmy Brown and Bart Starr, and a couple other guys, you're pretty much done with the set, but I build those in pretty high grade, meaning I appeal grade, not, I don't buy graded cards, but I try to buy nice ones.
But okay, but what do you think you're shooting at visually as a PSA grade? Like, but not graded, just in your head. Are you saying like a PSA 5, 6, 4?
X mint,
8?
so 6 to 7.
Okay.
It's between 6 and 7s. Whatever I can see with these. These are cheaters. These are those $3 glasses you get at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Because I can't see cards that well anymore. I brought cards home and I've showed my wife and she's like, why did you buy it? It's got a big crease through the middle of it. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, geez. So, but yeah, that's what I try to do. If I can look at a card like this, and if I can't find anything that directly looks like a problem and it looks pretty sharp, then that's the card I want, and I don't care about what this says. I care about what it looks like, what my eyes are drawn to.
I want to, it's like sometimes I say like, I don't care about anybody else's opinion, but in this case I do, because I have the San Diego chicken, and it says right here that it's his rookie. and
Okay.
his auto. It's authenticated for $7. So
Yes.
I don't know why, but I believe him, yo.
Yeah. Why not?
If it says it on the top loader, it must be true.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're definitely right about that. Now, I envy the guys that collect autograph cards. I think it's really cool. It's just that's just a pool I can't swim in. I do have to draw the line somewhere. I know my handle says, yeah, I collect it all. I was never into autographs. I met Lee Lacy. I'm sure you know who Lee Lacy is. He played for the Dodgers at one point. I met him when I was like, when he played for Pittsburgh in the early 80s. And I got his autograph at the local Burger King. And that was it. That was my experience with autographs. And he tried to talk to me and I was shying backwards and, that was it. So I didn't really get anything out of it. But I think it's cool, like the autograph Hall of Famers and stuff like that. If you collect those, I think I like watching Mike and those guys do that stuff. That's their thing. That's their wheelhouse. I get satisfaction from that to where I don't have to go out and buy it also. I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah. So Reef the Sea Forever, he's asking, do you remember the Johnny Bench had that show on Saturday playing baseball?
Yes.
The baseball bunch.
Yes. I would watch that. It's pretty much every Saturday until I got older when sports practices started and that was a practice. So but I do remember that.
Cool. Man. All right. That hour flew by fast. But
wow.
Yeah.
Well, so how did I do for my first live?
We gotta do this again because I want to find out. Man, you have such great stuff, dude. And I'm glad I have a couple things you don't have. Even though, but yeah.
You said you got a couple complete sets, 59?
No, I have the 58 and the 69.
Okay, I don't have those complete. I'm close on the 69, but I'm about 200 cards away from the other set, so,
All right. Well, yeah, send me a checklist and maybe I have some. Hopefully. You never know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's what set collectors do.
So I did okay for my first live.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I thought it was okay.
See, I'm so glad I didn't ask you about like what you had exactly. But yeah, I think we could both still continue.
Yeah.
Show you some stuff that I have.
Yeah.
And you show me yours.
You can show me stuff I have. I don't care. I'll look at it all day long. I'll look at a 1977 Topps baseball set for anybody who has it. I'll look at their set. I don't care. I just love cards.
Yeah, me too.
But no, this was
that
fun.
Was awesome, man. I love all that we had in common. Okay, but all right, guys. Hey, everybody. Keep watching For Collectors channel, man. This was fun. Everybody, I collected all. Pepino Man, signing out. All right, till next time. All right.
See ya.
Adios. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love my hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards.
But hey, we want to keep the lights on here at For Collectors Studios, so hit the like button for us, guys.
So thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time on For Collectors.
All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. Subscribe to the For Collectors channel if you haven't done so yet, and we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Clemente Collector has said we hit a grand slam, so that makes me feel good.